Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us here at WLC News. My name is Carini Burgundy, and I am here with Robin Jones. Robin Jones is a health and safety expert at Ealing, Hammersmith and West London College. We have invited him here today to talk about fire marshalling. As you know, recently a college burnt down due to their lack of awareness of health and safety. So, Robin, what could they have done differently?
Hello. Well, they could have done differently, as obviously had formal fire evacuation procedures in place. I don't believe they did. They probably didn't even have people clearing areas to make sure there was nobody in the college and then reporting to a person that coordinates, who by the way would have been the Chief Fire Marshal, who's the duty manager. So I think it's just lack of actually having something formal in place.
Okay. Would you say that the Chief Fire Marshal has an important role to play?
Chief Fire Marshal is the kingpin of the evacuation, and he's the point that the fire brigade would coordinate with. He makes sure that the areas are all clear and makes note of what areas have been cleared, so when the fire brigade turns up he can hand them the checklist and show them so that they don't have to do a research of the building. So He is very important.
Right. Now, is the Chief Fire Marshal the only Fire Marshal?
No, we have senior fire marshals if the evacuation points are remote, like at some of our campuses like Southall. You'll have a senior fire marshal who coordinates the fire marshals in those remote areas and then contacts the Chief Fire Marshal, and then you have ordinary fire marshals that are allocated an area that they would clear in a fire situation, and they would go into each of the rooms making sure there was nobody in there and let the senior fire marshal or the Chief Fire Marshal know, and he would then mark off on the checklist.
Okay. Now, at this college we have 4 campuses. Do all 4 campuses operate in the same way?
No, the Ealing campuses, which is Ealing, Acton and Southall campuses, have something called a one-knock system, which basically means when the fire alarm's activated, you evacuate to completion. Because of the different interpretations of the law by different fire officers, our Hammersmith campus, we've got something called a 2-knock system, and if the fire alarm is activated by a call point, we are allowed to actually silence it while we investigate to see whether it's malicious. And if it isn't malicious but it is a true fire, we will then obviously sound the bells and everybody will evacuate.
Okay. I have some questions regarding fire marshalling. How can someone check that all areas are clear? Are there certain ways of doing this?
You are allocated a zone. Each fire marshal is allocated a zone, and in that zone they will go into all the rooms and all the cupboards and check there's nobody in there, and they would then go back and report it to either the senior fire marshal or the chief fire marshal, who would then mark off that that zone is clear, and each of the zones would do this in turn, making sure that the whole college is clear.
Okay, thank you. Of course, one thing that's very important is ensuring that everyone is able to evacuate the campus should something horrible like this happen. I just wanted to ask you about disabled students and staff. Are there procedures in place to ensure that they are able to evacuate?
Yes, there is actually a fire department requirement called a PEEPS, which is a personal emergency evacuation plan, and each person that is disabled will have this plan done to see how they get out of the building in the evacuation. Some might not even be able to get out of the building because of life support being built into their wheelchairs, so they might have to be sent to refuge points. But a copy of this plan is at reception for the Chief Fire Marshal, and the students or staff that are disabled will actually go around and walk the route of the evacuation before it happens, so they know what's happening as well.
So that leads me on to my next question. So the students and staff, in this case, they would know what to do?
Students and staff should know what to do in the fire evacuation procedure. They should know to get out. There are fire drills, and we do have inductions where people are told at the beginning of their coming to the college how to get out in a fire evacuation.
Okay, thank you. In terms of training, obviously the Chief Fire Marshal has a very important role. Is there training for this?
The Chief Fire Marshal will receive training as a duty manager and a Chief Fire Marshal, and the Fire Marshals receive training as well. There is an online package they can do. There is a package that we deliver every 2 years. There is firefighting training as well, so there is quite a lot of comprehensive training that they can do.
That's very handy. Now, Robin, would you like to add anything on how not to burn a college down? Any other tips that you could give?
I just think that what people need to do is when they first go to wherever they are studying or working, learn the fire evacuation procedure, find out where the nearest fire exits are, and if a fire alarm goes off, leave in an orderly fashion and make their way to the assembly points.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here today on WLC News on how not to burn your college down. You were here with me, Carini Burgundy and Robin Jones. Thank you again, Robin, for taking the time to come and see us today. Thank you, and have a good day.